Recording.
Disability Channel. Yes, everybody, we are here at the TDC Today Show USA, and I am here co-producing this show with the USA on there. This is our concerted effort we know is strong out of the grow across Canada. The team help expand this program. There's been Hell of America on board this great production of the D channel. So you get Kurt Roskoff. And what does the Disability Channel is television by and with people with disabilities and veterans. And we do have a partner over inside from over here on the USA team side of things, and it is Project Die Hard. So we'll be able to share more about that. And we do celebrate the Digital Veterans Program that is strong in Ontario, and it is something that we've been doing some programs in the USA. So we are here ready to go with education to help in the area of production vision and to create a future where our fellow Americans with disabilities are producing TV, and also our veterans are finding their way at a greater level into television production, and then in doing so, opening the gateways in many levels. Because when you come out in mass, you are sharing stories and you are creating ideas and you are opening the channels for change. Great nation, the United States of America. So I am pleased, proud, and privileged to have a couple of our friends here. The first one, we're going to someone who has been helping us produce the TDC Today Show USA in the past and is back now. And we're trying to get a groove on, and we're trying to bring in her mantra of live creatively with her company Live Creatively Inc. So Denise Vargas come on here, and you're going to learn that she's got a nickname of Diva. Diva serves as an acronym: dream, visualize, always. And this is right in the wheelhouse of what Denise is all about. And Denise is someone who, Weirwood Project, which is place in the world, people. So Denise is here helping spread the happiness. We have our Leigh Kadooka, who also is a part of this crew, happy co-op member, and we are working with our Chief Happiness Officer, Edwin, a lot of business people all around the globe, and we've got some happy business networking sessions. And so this is creating this dynamic here at the TDC Today Show USA. And I know you've got your own ideas on how you celebrate the channel and in this show, and kind of helping us create another, blooming way that the TDC Today Show USA is going to serve our listeners in more and more creative ways. So tell us right here today on this episode.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, so as a person with a disability, I've always lived creatively, always had to find ways of doing things a little bit different so I can have the same outcome. And that's why I named my company Live Creatively. And yes, as you said, my mantra of dream every day, visualize always, is because I truly believe that what you focus on can lead and make it a habit, vision of what you want in your mind's eye, it will come about. Something negative, and you have a lot of negativity in your life. A lot of positive things happen. But most especially if you want some particular thing, whether it be your home or better health, or in my case I wanted to drive, and I focused every day. I'm on the highway, the major roads around here, my local streets, going to the market in my vehicle, driving. And yeah, but the longer I visualized it, the more I felt it in my hand, and it happened. So, and that's why I teach others. I primarily work with women. I help them live what it's dreamt of. They just didn't know how. So because I've done it for myself, I want to help others do it as well. So thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for everything you do. And we always appreciate your perspective and your mantra. And, you and I have interesting, recent years of history between you and I. And so I've, at the Happy Neighbor Project, I've attracted, last couple of years, a mantra with Edwin and so forth of Captain Kirk. Now you heard that right, Kirk, because we're thinking of Star Trek. So I let him call me Captain Kirk, for quite a while, and they kind of set in. And, when Denise and I got going with H&P, we helped establish, we co-created together H&P Ability, a program which really created an inclusion and networking campaign for me. That's really what you did for me, Denise, is I was really looking for that in professional business networking. My appetite is to take it to the level of ethics that I want to see a day where it's perceived as unethical to have a definite pathway for disabilities to serve in leadership. And I go right to the levels of president and, chief executive officer and C-level presidents, boards, chair people of boards, and so forth. We want to see all this leadership around the world where we're finding an equitable place for people to celebrate the presence of our history that have had disabilities. So, Denise, you and I are going to team up together. We're going to bring on our friend Lita. We're all kind of rallying around the great discovery, and she's got that on her virtual background today. So how do we want to do that? You want to pass it to me to do more build up? You want to do more build up of Leigh? How are we going to do this? We're going to do a drum roll.
I love my sister Leigh, and she really is a gem. I actually want Leigh to really tell us all her awesomeness. But Leigh Kadooka, come on here, my sister. Tell us all about you and what you do and all your greatness.
Very huge shoe to fill, my sister. Well, the awesome thing about the Happy Neighborhood Project #1 is that you, me, and Kurt, as well as others out in the Ability TV land, are able to connect. I am in Hawaii. Diva's in New York. Kurt's in Wisconsin. And every day it just amazes me that we're all able to meet up each other. And it's like, I can reach out and touch Denise. I can reach out and poke Kurt and go, Kirkley, pay attention. Anyway, we and I don't know if I speak for them. I kind of think I do. That we have found a platform where anybody, any economic situation can go and learn self-improvement. And right now, the biggest thing out there is ChatGPT. But how do we use ChatGPT without plagiarizing anybody? There's a lot of platforms that didn't offer you free courses. They want you to pay, like $5. So how is that? You tell me and advertise free course. You go in there and it's like, oh, got to pay $10 to take that course. So what's that? With the Great Discovery, it is free. awesomeness on this one is you can get started with $30 a year. Then, if my math is correct, it's about $1 something a month. And I think you can get started because we're here. I am here, Diva's here, or Denise and Kurt. We're all here to support you in your endeavors to get a viable business, even brings $100 more to your family. Because I think even $100 or even $50 is a better place to be than $0. So I am just here. I am taking a course. I have started the Great Discovery course. That is a paid the Great Discovery so that I could help others empower themselves. So back to you guys. I'm just a filler here.
It was awesome.
Thank you.
So if I may, what you just said about starting your own business for $30 a year. I mean, how amazing would that be? Now, as a person with a disability, to all of you people out there, my people who we know that we have to watch how much we earn because of what else we might be getting. But here's the thing, to start your own business and know that you could empower yourself and be financially independent so that you can pay for your own needs, your own, whatever it is that you need without having 2,000 papers for one little thing that you might need, crossing your T's and making sure everything is to the letter, because one little thing is off, you'll get denied your services. So how empowering is it? And for just $30, that's amazing. But here's the thing. With this platform, we can not only have our own business, affiliate, we can just send people to those courses, but we can even have our own course, right? How great would, I know many of us, we have our own talents, our own skill set. What if you created your course? And better yet, what if you create a course speaking English, your native tongue, or whatever your native tongue is, right? You're speaking in your native, but you can translate that, or the system can translate it to any language. When you watch a movie and it's dubbed, and you see people moving their lips, and then like seconds later, you'll see what they're saying. So this is a real-time translation. It's phenomenal. I just can't speak highly enough about it because it just blew my mind when I saw you, and to know what it can do for our community, and just empowering yourself in that way. So thank you for letting us know about the Great Discovery.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. All right, Kurt, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm excited about what this is doing in the realm of innovation. In my crusade to really disrupt the world and have an effect that I call unbiased pathways. So I tell stories about, how I'm 52 now. He's starting to, share this type of stories where I in my life got to, and then I saw ways that we could improve upon these societal interactions, and for myself personally, because that's really what the self-introspection was for me. Is when I was 40s, I started to realize, oh, Kurt Roscoff, talk to myself, I'm like, hey Kurt, you're not all that you thought you're cracked up to be. There's so much to really just be more available to the disability community. I started to think about my faith life, my service life, learning, like we're talking about the Great Discovery, what we do here. And in the governmental realm, I ended up serving as vice chair of the Wisconsin Council on Physical Disabilities. We're talking business. So like this is kind of alluding to, we're kind of coming in touch with things for sure, the Great Discovery for people around the world that are a person with a disability, the empowerment that is coming through the team and the platform of the Great Discovery, all these formats and all the courses. I mean, I think about like with the ADA network, the Americans with Disabilities agencies that would do trainings. And I sat on their virtual trainings to learn about all the of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Picture if this would get to our governmental level where, across the land, that with all the different, language in coast to coast, Hawaii and Alaska, that we can really serve our hundreds of millions of people here in the States. And then we were with a friend that in our visit, he talked about how the USA can become more international, have a more global perspective to like get away from like, oh, the USA is a superpower and like, we're the leading shining example, which fortunately in Alliance, we are in the rankings there, shining example, but there are things that are of concern in our culture. And I think, in say ADA, I'm a proponent and I want to ignite what I call an ADA reboot in education around, this recent decade where the Americans with Disabilities Act, with all the programming and all of the advertising and all of the literature and stuff put out there, I think it's sitting out there in digital form. And I just don't have any evidence in terms of how much Americans are grabbing that. But we had a discussion, in another live stream show where the guest was talking about lip reading. So we look at this technology in how it changes how we see the mouth moving, so that if like all of a sudden what I'm saying now, the French, how the French would speak those words, the Great Discovery videos are doing this. So I haven't been educated in terms of lip readers out there, kind of what feedback that they would give us. But that's the exciting point, is the Great Discovery is creating conversations that I've never heard before.
That is so true, because I did my demo video and it is in German, French, Italian, no, not Italian, Spanish, Filipino, and Japanese. Should have our friend take at it and see if she can. Well, I don't know if she could lip read in the other languages. I mean, if she could, then that would be awesome, because she has an awesome book out there that could be translated into different languages. It'd be pretty interesting. Like, I don't lip read. I don't even sign language good. I mean, I know do this, it's typing, but what use am I hitting? Who knows? Yeah, it's just AI has just taken us to a different level.
For sure. And 2 points I'd like to make. Speaking Spanish in your demo video, it was actually translated perfectly. I do speak Spanish, so I know that it was correct. And the lip movement was accurate, completely accurate. Now, that's another fact. Let's say, like myself, I speak English and Spanish. Do I really want to do a video twice? Once in English, once in Spanish? No. If you do it once in English, and then you can have it translated to whatever language you want, you're only one time. Makes it a lot easier. And then
we want to have it twice.
That's cute. No, but then the other thing that Kurt mentioned, and first of all, let's just also acknowledge that Kurt, neither Kurt nor Leigh Disability, but they are disability allies. Be there with you, side by side, fight that fight with us so that we have the same equality that everyone else has. Kurt, and it's a little embarrassing for me to say, but I'm going to say it. Kurt knows more about the ADA than I do. So thank you, Kurt, for even other things I didn't know.
Oh, absolutely. I guess that's a little bit of the influence and effect that I hope to have, because when you're a human resource of, hundreds of millions, and you look at, it's pretty accepted to say that 1 in 4 Americans are part of the disability community. And so the idea is that on the front of this whole space of accessibility, accommodation, inclusion, stuff like that, to me, it's not, a plan. It's an incomplete if we just say that, 1 in 4 Americans have that covered. Like that's their life and it's taken care of there. No, I look at this as an all hands on deck initiative. And so I'm going to take a shift, and I'm going to take these final minutes of the show to take a shift to the veteran side. And in doing so, having talked about the Americans with Disabilities Act, a reality that I'm convinced of. I'm convinced that if it weren't for our veterans, we would not have the Americans with Disabilities Act. And when you say that, some people think, well, yeah, of course, we see things in life. Like if we're out having a barbecue or if we're enjoying our freedom, yeah, we owe it to our vets. But I'm talking on the political front. I'm talking in terms of clout. I'm talking in terms of national respect. And, culturally, we have a growth point here. We can grow as a nation to really look at if we want the maximum future for America, for the United States of America, to really think about how we can engage and empower more so American disabilities. Now, people say, well, it's happening. It's happening a lot. You can go on the internet, you can find stuff, but that amassing 3% of what it could be. So I'm calling for a 33 times 33 times magnification of where the country is to this level. That gap is still there. It's still in the room for our country to deal with. And how exciting if we, come together in unity, in diversities, and all that, close that gap. So now on the veteran side, I want to point out that the Disability Channel has a fantastic partner with Project Die Hard, which is taking a concerted effort to address this issue of the constant upticking in statistics. And so there's a rate of growth in losing lives. So we're doing that by spreading hope to veterans. And so that is the business plan of the Disability Channel, is to align to 100% of veterans and use these platforms like mass media and the Great Discovery and businesses like Live Creatively Inc., Lifestyle Coach for Independent Empowered. Well, let's think of how many women veterans are in that you, Diva, are reaching out to. So with that, I just want to get Project Die Hard can be found at projectdiehard.org. But we're Denise, I want you to be able to ban Leigh, and let's come up with a way to button this up.
Well, sorry, Diva. First of all, thank you, veterans. I do appreciate your service. And here in Hawaii, you're in uniform. If I'm not Russian, I'm sorry, but I am grateful to you. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Leigh, I just want to say that you phenomenal. And when you introduced me to Great Discovery, so here's the thing. Oftentimes we get introduced to a business and the person that did and signs us up and, oh yeah, I'll be there. But are they really? Oftentimes they might be there a little bit initially. Lead does stick with you. And as do all of us, Kurt, myself, there. If you want to know more, definitely connect with us. All over the internet. We're on YouTube. We are around. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So just go ahead, get in touch with us. We would love to see how we help you grow, be independent. Thank you so much for having us here. Kurt, final words?
Yeah, thank you, Denise, and thank you for joining us and helping us have this ever so amazing episode. Our whole crew at the Disability Channel definitely is excited for what we just did right here, right now, and what you're saying, Denise, about growth. As with any business, any nonprofit, like with Project iHeart and so forth, we're doing all of these session episodes to attract that growth. So for all of you out there, if you have not visited the page of the Disability Channel, please do visit and show your love there. The disabilitychannel.ca. It's .ca because Canadian based. So we are learning here in the US from Canada. And we're trying to close the gap on that. What folks are doing in Ontario. And I'm trying to be, a leader here in the US to say, let's get some of that action going on here. And so with the Disability Channel, we're ready to be a vendor and supplier and share this knowledge and, take a look more closely at the Great Discovery and see how the Great Discovery perhaps can be an integral part of what we need to do with the Disability Channel here in the USA and elsewhere in the world. Management at the Disability Channel is more worried about Canadian and US growth. We have the Invictus Games, which is an event for our servicemen and women, our injured and wounded servicemen and women. So servicemen and women with disabilities playing sports, that athletic endeavor for February 2020. So stay tuned for that. And with that, all this aside, and that is the end of this episode with the TDC Today Show USA. And I want to give a quick credit to our engineer producing the show right now, Emily Gomer. Emily Gomer was there. I met Jay Stoyan, the founder and operator of the Disability Channel from out of Toronto, Canada, 4 years ago. And I met Emily Gomer 3.5 years ago. Emily was right there stepping in to help create this future that we're still doing it today. Thank you, Emily Gomer. And thank you to the whole team up there in Toronto, because without that Toronto team, we wouldn't be here either. So again, I'm Kurt Roskoff here with Denise Vargas and Leigh Kadooka, waiting for next week's show. Keep tuning in. Every week's going to be more and more exciting. I like to say the best is yet to come. Bye for now.
Mahalo, guys.
Bye.
Recording stopped.
So I